Well, good morning or good evening. Welcome back to my YouTube channel and to another installment in the Missabe and Western Railroad build. If you were watching last time, you will have seen me make a start on the upper helix. And if you're anything like me, you're really looking forward to seeing it finished. So let's now head out into the workshop and get it done. Well, it's dark outside. Didn't realise quite how late it was, but I've made good progress today. I've done more than one whole lap on all phases, so I'm pleased with the progress, and also got the last of the difficult sections in, this bridge across here. As I may have mentioned before, now that I've got more than one lap in, the rest of it is just pretty straightforward. I shall get at least one more lap on tomorrow, and then I think I will be in good stead. At one point I thought I was running out of time, but now I think I have just about enough. So don't go away, I'll check in with you again later. Well, good morning again, viewers. It is Saturday morning. I'm not sure if I made a report last night when I finished, but yesterday I did more than one full lap of the helix. Today I expect to make even more progress because I've finished the difficult part. If you recall, yesterday morning I had to start with the last of the difficult pieces. First order of business today is to get caught up with the safety fences, and then I'm going to lay track to the end of the road bed, and then I want to get the bus wires in and get the feeders that I installed yesterday properly hooked up so I can get a locomotive up here and test it. So let me get on with that and I'll check in with you again later. Well, today has been another big progress day. I've got about 1.5 laps of the helix in. I'm almost at the top. Been out here about 12 hours. If you look where the road bed ends up at the moment, there's just one more piece of curve to go in, and then it heads straight on in that direction. I've already cut that piece, but that will be a task for the start of next week, because it is about 9 o'clock Saturday night and I have other things on my plate for tomorrow. So I'm going to wind it up here and I will check in with you again next time. Well, here is the status of the build on Monday morning. It is the last week I have. I have a couple more days to get this finished, then a couple more days to dismantle it, and the customer was supposed to have been coming Friday morning, but he's now said Thursday evening, and I'm a little bit concerned. I said okay, but I'm really not sure. I hope I can get it done by then. I am already on the top lap of the helix. From the end of bench work over the far side just past the glue bottle, it just has to come around this corner and exit just above the exit on the middle level. So I've got that much bench work to do, and then a full lap of track, and that will be the helix done. So I'll be finished there today, and then I have a little bit more to do over this side. On this piece of road bed with the hammer, there is a 2-track staging yard that runs around and over the top of the Y. Ultimately it'll go a lot further, but I'll be ending it just above those turnouts over there. And then in front of that, from the back of the drill, there's another single track that comes in front of that. But this last track has to stay level, where the staging yard's on a slight upgrade. And that will be the lead track for the paper mill. And then once I've done that, there's a few more bits and pieces elsewhere. I've got some more wiring to neaten up inside the helix, but I need more zip ties for that. And then I need 2 full days to dismantle it and crate it up. So no time to waste. I will get back to work and check in with you again later. Well, as you can see, I have now finished the helix. It exits here at about 62 inches and will gain another couple of inches before it reaches final upper deck height. Once I got past the difficult bit and the first lap was correct, it was fairly straightforward. This section that you can see now where there's no safety fence on the outside, that's been left off deliberately because there will ultimately be a backdrop in there, and the backdrop will serve as a safety fence. I've cleaned everything off. I have a locomotive on the track and I have my tripod sitting here, and now it's time to check that it runs. With the helix done, I can now divert my attention to finishing off this little bit of roadbed in here for the 2-track interchange staging yard. I have a leftover curved section from the helix. I've got to put a straight section in there and another straight bit at the end. It shouldn't take too long, and then there'll be about 6 yards of track on that, and then one more straight section in front of it at a slightly lower level. So let me get on with that and I'll be right back. Well, that is about all I can do today. I have to get to Lowe's before they close because I'm completely out of cable ties, and there's a few other bits and pieces that I need as well. So I'm going to sign off here for now and I will continue tomorrow. I've now finished the bench work that's going to support the start of this 2-track interchange staging yard. Although it doesn't look like it's showing up because of the light, I've drawn the guidelines on it as well. But that's as far as I'm going to build that here, because it's got to come apart into several pieces to move it, because the joints just don't line up with what's below it. But I'm not quite sure how it lines up at this end anyway, so it makes more sense to install the roadbed and the track in situ in the train room. The only other thing I'm going to do in this area is put in the bench work for the paper mill lead track. I've already cut that. It's just a 3-inch wide strip of 1/2-inch plywood. It's going to get some supports along the front there, and then that'll be all the bench work I'm building prior to shipping. The only other thing I have to do is install these 2 switch machines down here, and also I've got some wiring to tidy up inside the helix, because I ran out of zip ties yesterday, but I've been to Lowe's and bought some more, along with replenishing my stock of many other little bits and pieces. So I'm just going to turn the camera off now, get to busy, and I'll check in with you again later. Let's take one last look around the extent of the helix, because what you see now is what I will be delivering, or actually more correctly, what you see now is what the customer will be collecting on Thursday. I did a bit of cleaning up earlier because I wanted to run some cab rides. I put my GoPro on a flat car and ran all the way from the top. You see a locomotive and flat car parked down there by the throttle. I ran it all the way up to the middle deck, and then from the middle deck to the top. I couldn't do it all in one go because there is a gap in the middle. The track is not currently connected. Those temporary extensions on the end were necessary for reversing the train at both levels to be able to get around the Ys to return. I'm going to start boxing up all the loose pieces now, and then I will begin dismantling and crating up the main sections tomorrow morning. Well, that's all for this week, but it's certainly not all for this project, because I still have to dismantle it, get it shipped out, and then head out to Minnesota to install it. And also, there is talk of the client having me return periodically to work on other parts of the railroad. I hope you've enjoyed watching this series, and if so, please don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you again next week. Thanks for watching, and bye for now.